What's up, YouTube? Nate, the old school Otaku here, and I'm coming to the end of my hiatus pickups, so if you want to check out what all I've gotten in Volume 6, stay tuned! And welcome back. So, as you can tell at this point, we are up to episode 6 of my hiatus pickups. And yes, this is the last one of all the pickups that I've gotten while I've been on hiatus. With a few added in of stuff that I've picked up very recently while I was recording all this stuff. Either way, though, this is the final episode. Though, if this is your first time tuning in and you haven't seen episodes 1 through 5, I encourage you to hit these around me. So I got episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, and episode 5 right in the center here. I encourage you to hit one of those if you want to see them in chronological order. If you missed one or whatever, go ahead and check that out. Otherwise, if you want to continue on, or if you either way you want to just continue watching this one, without any further ado, I guess let's get started with this episode. And what is this episode? Well, this episode I'm kind of dubbing a split episode between Right Stuff bargain bin purchases and video games. So I've kind of held off on the video games that I picked up over the last, little while, and I'm going to talk to you about them today. But first, let's get started with, kind of the typical otaku stuff, and that is the animu, manga, all of that silly stuff. But first up on the list, from Right Stuff's bargain bin garage sale, I picked up, something that I wasn't actually sure existed until I saw it and verified that it was right within my wheelhouse of the years that I prefer to collect from, and that is Weather Report Girl. Now, you can kind of judge from the cover here, this could be potentially a little risque, and you'd be right. This one is definitely slightly risque, especially for some of the stuff that I've seen talked about. I'm not sure if I doubt this is full on what you would call a hentai. It's probably more in the realm of what I refer to as an ecchi show. So there's probably going to be a lot of scantily clad images of women in here. Maybe some sex scenes. You might see some nudity. But for the most part, it's pretty tasteful, I guess, is one way to talk about it. Well, as tasteful as throwing a woman in her panties up on TV talking about the weather can be. So yeah, I mean, what is this? Well, it is an 86-minute long movie OVA brought out by Right Stuff. And it's presented in English and Japanese dubs with, obviously, subtitles as well. And it is presented as a 17-plus show. So just to note, this is definitely 17 and plus. This is not for the younger ones in my audience. Obviously ask your parents before you go, trying to pick any of this up. So what is this? Well, this just in. A whirlwind is headed for Channel ATV in the form of one Keiko Nakadai, new substitute weather girl for the primetime news. In one quick flash of her panties, the ratings are skyrocketing. Thanks to the public's overwhelming support of Keiko's brazen tactics, she's finally secured the bright and sunny future she's always wanted, a job of a weather girl. But a dangerous storm front is just over the horizon. Michiko Kawai, the former weather girl, is furious that Keiko has stolen her job, and she'll stop at nothing to get it back. So, yeah. That is Weather Report Girl. I've not seen this before. This is definitely something new to me. Let's see, it came out in 1994, and the English language version is from 2005, actually, and then the packaging and whatnot that you see here is 2007, brought out by Toho, and released here by Right Stuff. So definitely an interesting, obscure one to pick up, and something that I'm interested in checking out fairly soon here, just to kind of see what it's all about, really. Because I am kind of intrigued by some of the ideas of the storyline, though this is definitely not one to watch with polite company, just to put it mildly. All right, moving on. Next one up here is a show that I actually saw quite a long time ago. I actually originally saw this renting the VHS from my local Blockbuster. And I'm glad to finally actually now own a copy. Well, okay, half of a copy, technically. I kind of started my collection, but I still need to collect the other half to finish it. And what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Spirit Warrior Revival of Evil. So Spirit Warrior, from what I remember, is a 2-episode OVA. One is Revival of Evil, and then there's another one that I don't remember. I think it might be called Peacock King, maybe? That sounds about right, as the other DVD. And this one here is brought out by Central Park Media, US Manga Corps. And let's see here, it's 49 minutes long, at least this version. I think the other one, which I'm pretty sure is the Peacock King, is also around the same time. This here came out in 1994 in Japanese, and then Central Park Media picked it up in 97 and 2003, releasing their editions. I believe this DVD version is 2003. The 97 one would be the VHS, which I originally saw at Blockbuster. So what I remember from this show is that it kind of centers around this main character who is a Buddhist monk, and he's kind of going out, getting involved with occult stuff and things like that. So, from the producer of Vampire Hunter D: Bloodlust and the director of Metropolis. Animation produced by Madhouse, the studio behind X the Movie, action-packed and fun to watch from AnimeJump.com. So a little info from the back here. Darkness is his destiny. A young mystic without a past, Kujaku was born under a dark omen, possessed of incredible supernatural powers. Raised by priests, he has learned to use these powers for good. But the evil Siegfried von Midgard seeks to steal his birthright and rule the world as the Regent of Darkness. He has dispatched bloodthirsty minions to destroy Kujaku before he can awaken to his destiny. Now Kujaku must unravel the riddle of his past before the power within consumes him. So yeah, that is Spirit Warrior, Revival of Evil. I believe this is the first in the set, and I think Peacock King is technically the second, though I may be wrong. It could be the other way around. It's been a while. Been quite a while, actually. And yeah, it was definitely cool to see this available. I was kind of sad I couldn't pick up the other one, but this was the only one that Right Stuff had at the time, so yeah. Obviously, it's kind of clearing out their warehouse, and hopefully they might get another one in, or I might, in my travels, find the other one, the other copy. But either way, though, Spirit Warrior, definitely really cool. It's rated 16 and up, US Manga Corps release. There's definitely gore in this. I don't remember if there's much nudity or whatnot, but definitely some violence going on in here. So just something to look out for. Okay. Moving on, next one here is, after the debacle from a couple years ago with Right Stuff, and actually, I think it was fairly recent, not a couple years ago, maybe a year or so ago, with their Christmas release, I fell into a copy of Disc 1 of All-Purpose Cultural Catgirl Nuku Nuku TV. And obviously, once that happened, I've kind of now started a collection of Nuku Nuku TV, despite the fact that what I was looking for was Nuku Nuku Dash. But either way, though, they had a disc on sale, so I picked it up. Disc number 4, 9 Lives of All-Purpose Catgirl Nuku Nuku TV. So this, continues on as Disc 4. I've got Disc 1 already. It contains 3 episodes. This here was released by ADV. Looks like Nuku Nuku TV. I see 2004. I'm not sure 2004 is when this was animated. I believe, the ADV release is 2004. The original came out in the 90s sometime. It includes 3 episodes: Nuku Nuku in Love, Who is Her Valentine, Diary of Nuku Nuku's Youth, All-Purpose Cultural Musical, and Nuku Nuku Forever, We Won't Forget Your Smile. I believe Nuku Nuku TV is only a 13-episode TV show, so I believe this is the last one, the last volume. There's only 4 volumes, so I've got Volume 1. I now have Volume 4. Now I need to find Volumes 2 and 3. And the search obviously continues in order to now complete my all-purpose cultural Catgirl Nuku Nuku TV collection. Okay, continuing on, we get to the last set here of my pickups from Right Stuff, and it is a show that I know about, seen little bits and pieces, but not actually seen all of it. And I am talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Volumes 1, 2, and 3. So, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is based off of a manga series, and, it's weird. That's really the best way I can describe it. There's 7 episodes between each of these. Disc 3 here is 60 minutes long with 2 episodes. Disc 2 is also 60 minutes long with 2 episodes. And Disc 1 is 90 minutes long with 3 episodes. So it's a 7-episode OVA, I believe, between all of these. And it tells the story of main character JoJo. For those guided by the stands, the battle has just begun. On the battleground of the stands, a friendship is forged by the flames. The midst of vengeance descends, chaos in the city of the dead. It kind of tells the story of this main character, JoJo, who I believe the very beginning of the storyline is kind of in jail, I guess. And he has this special ability called a stand. And a stand is... it's kind of hard to explain what exactly a stand is. It's like the special spirit or something within him that he can draw out and use to fight battles and whatnot. And there's a lot of internet memes that come off of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There's one, you thought this was something, but in the end it was just me, Dio. The thing, and coming down with a roller, asphalt roller or whatnot. That's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I have not seen all of it. It's kind of hard to really talk too much about it because, the information on the back here basically talks about. It kind of gives a bit more spoilers about all of this, but it's a 16 and up. This here was brought out by Super Techno Arts, is the company that brought this set out. It's presented in bilingual English and Japanese audio, obviously with subtitles as well. 4x3. I believe this came out in the late 90s, I believe. It might be early 2000s, maybe. It's a little hard to tell, and there's not a whole lot of information on the side of this to actually tell me the years. So, that's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Definitely an interesting one, and when I saw it, I was like, you know what? I should pick this up. There is currently a new JoJo anime airing that kind of tells like the full story from like original Joestar or Joseph Joestar through the current one and whatnot. So if you're interested, the new one I hear is really good actually. So it might be a anime to go check out actually. So either way though, that is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay, that then completes all of the anime pickups. So let's move on to the video games, shall we? And first up is, it's a game I received, I believe, for my birthday last year, and, I put it in the backseat of my car and completely forgot that I had actually stuck it in the back of the car. I stuck it in the the little holes in the back of the driver's seat or whatnot that hold stuff, and entirely forgot that it was even there until I got into an accident and had to pull everything out of my car, and in the process I found this. What is it? It is the Nintendo DS version of Chrono Trigger. Those of you who don't know what Chrono Trigger is, it is by far considered by a lot of people who are into RPGs to be Squaresoft's best RPG from the Super Nintendo era. And I would agree. It is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. It is definitely one that I go back and play over and over again. I own a copy on the SNES, though my copy, at least the way I played it on my original Super Nintendo, had a little bit of issues. So it'd actually be an interesting video to kind of show you guys basically how I had to play the game back in the day. And it's definitely nice to get some of these newer versions, newer consoles, and being able to actually see the map screen. Definitely nice, actually, and not just kind of trying to feel things out. You gotta see what my old Super Nintendo did to these cartridges to really fully understand some of the issues that I had playing the game. But either way, though, the DS version of this game basically has kind of the best of both worlds. It is fast, speedy, because it is cartridge based and whatnot. But it also has some of the new cutscenes and new dungeons and things that you saw in the PlayStation version. Chrono Trigger was re-released on PlayStation in the Final Fantasy Chronicles set, which I believe came with Final Fantasy V and then Chrono Trigger. But that version suffered greatly from a problem. Basically, all they did to port it was put the information from the cartridge on the disc, added these cool cutscenes, animated and drawn from Kiro Toriyama, who does the character art and character designs for this, and which is all really cool and awesome. But the problem is, basically, the disc has, stuff kind of all over the place, and, you got to read the disc or whatnot to get to things. And Chrono Trigger was originally programmed on a cartridge where instantaneously you can pull up data at any point in time. So you're able to, if you got into a battle, immediately pull up that battle data, go right into the battle. On the PlayStation version, you had loading times for everything. Go into a menu, loading time. Go into a battle, loading time. It was horrendous to try and play. I mean, I tried and I just couldn't get through it. The DS version has none of those problems. It has all of the cool added features that the PlayStation version had, but is presented on a cartridge, and you get none of the slowdowns and all the other issues with it. In fact, I've opened this up, and actually I've got Lunar Dragon Song inside it right now. That's because this is currently sitting in my DS, sitting in the can, waiting for me to play when I'm in the bathroom, because I like to play RPGs while I'm going to the bathroom. Either way, though, definitely cool. It's a little odd getting used to the new layout, even though I'm playing it in classic mode. It still uses a different menu screen and whatnot that actually uses the second screen, the touch screen on the DS. So it's taken a little bit of getting used to, but definitely an awesome one to pick up. If you see Chrono Trigger on the DS and you have a DS, or I think 3DS can play DS games too, I believe, it's definitely one to look out for and pick up. It's really cool older RPG, tons of fun, a lot of really cool characters, great music, definitely awesome one to pick up. And if you see the Super NES cartridge and you have a way to play it, pick that one up. Awesome. But beware the battery. Battery inside those things go dead, you lose your save files, and it's horrible. I know. I got to replace the battery in mine, so I've lost my save file where I was one level away from getting the God Hand for Isla. Now I got to go back and play through all over again. But, alas, let's move on. Okay, the next one up here is a game that I recently picked up during one of my trips up north. I've got my family owns a trailer up north, and basically from time to time we like to go up there, check it out or whatnot. And on the way up around just south of I-69 and Imlay City, up off of M53, is this cool smokehouse called the Old Country Smokehouse. And we went up there to buy a lot of meat. And by a lot, I mean a lot of meat. I'm still going through some of the meat that I picked up. But while we were up there, there's also this really cool video game resale shop up in Brown City, up in that area. I believe Game Age is the name of the place. And this guy has a lot of really cool old video games, RPGs, things like that. A lot of stuff I already own, unfortunately. But from time to time, he has stuff that I haven't. And I've been eyeing this cartridge for a while and finally decided, you know what, it was high time to pick it up. And it is xyce 3 for the Genesis. So what is xyce 3? Well, it is the third game in the Xyce saga. I actually have a copy of this in the new updated version that's you can buy from Steam and whatnot, but I wanted to own the original. But it is a action RPG that is actual. It goes from the first two were kind of top down. You can kind of move all over the screen, and this goes to a more linear kind of platformer style thing. And basically, what it does is it follows the main character Adol. So, Return of the Wanderers. Years have passed since the swordsman Adol saved the kingdom of Ys from certain destruction. Joined by his companion, the ex-thief Dogi, they set out for their new adventures, and just in time. Bizarre tales of monsters and demons wreaking havoc throughout the Kenai region reach our heroes. Dogi's hometown of Sarina is in the middle of the afflicted kingdom. He inspires Adol to help him rid the world of this new evil. Join them as they battle the forces of darkness, deep in a haunted coal mine in the heat of an active volcano and on top of a blizzard-swept peak, all the while uncovering clues to the identity of the malevolent force that is guiding the evil warriors of the dark world. So, yeah. This is a really cool pickup. This is actually complete in box and whatnot. Everything is in it, so definitely really cool. This is a very, very, very hard game, very hard RPG to master. It's very unforgiving, and it's known to be like the hardest in the series. But definitely one that I wanted to pick up, and actually the first Ys game that I actually own a physical copy of. Maybe not. I don't remember if I picked up any of the PSP games. But either way, though, definitely cool, awesome pickup to have the original xyce 3 for Genesis. So yeah, can't wait to actually sit down and play that once I get everything set up in the new house. Okay, moving on. We have one that I didn't realize had come out, and then when I found out about it, I'm like, you know what, I've got to pick it up. Because I'm a sucker for RPGs, and even though I already own this for the PS3, I figured why not pick up the PS4 version. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Valkyria Chronicles Remastered for the PS4. I saw this was available to purchase, and I just had to pick it up. So what is this? Well, it's a RPG produced by Sega. That is a turn-based strategy-style RPG that all of the characters are cel-shaded in this interesting anime-style cel-shading, and it's set in 1930s Europe, basically in this, I assume, alternate timeline or whatnot, and there's a World War, going on. I guess the back here it says, in 1930s Europa, tensions between the Empire of the Federation have erupted into the Second Europa War. Gallia, the independent nation situated between the two superpowers, is attacked, drawing Welkin, Alicia, and the other fierce members of Squad 7 to fight the crushing power of the Empire and its Valkyria to win Gallia's liberation and the lives they still dream of having. It's a really cool action RPG. I've not really had a chance to play it. I own the original version on PS3. This edition actually is presented in 1080p, 60 frames per second, high definition on the PS4. So it's definitely a really cool edition to actually pick up, remastered, upgraded, upscaled and whatnot. So definitely awesome to actually own a copy of this. And when I finally get around to playing this amongst all the other RPGs I have, definitely cool. Okay, moving on. We get a game that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. In fact, I actually had a chance to potentially purchase this at Meijer the weekend before it actually came out. I had already pre-ordered it. It was going to show up on my doorstep on the Tuesday that it came out, but I could have potentially bought it on Saturday at a Meijer. I saw it on the shelf, but I decided to just forego trying to pick it up. Most likely it probably wouldn't have been. It probably had a street date lock on it to prevent the purchase, but either way though, it's definitely cool to take a look, and it's one that I've been looking for. It's to a RPG series that I've loved for quite a long time. Definitely awesome, and it is Star Ocean: Integrity and Faithlessness. I have had a chance to actually pop this in and actually take a look at it, and it's definitely interesting. It's neat to actually get into a Star Ocean game where you enter the battle, and it's real. The big thing about Star Ocean, it's always like real-time battles. It's action RPG style. You don't really control any character but the main character, and you can move freely around the battlefield and attack and whatnot. But rather than entering a special zone to fight in, you actually fight on the map. You're on the map, and your enemies are there, and you just enter combat and start attacking. And it's definitely interesting the way they do it. I played through about 3 hours of it so far, and I'm enjoying it so far. The main character definitely isn't as happy-go-lucky as the main character of the last one was, at least at the beginning. But he so far I'm kind of enjoying where this is going. Though I can tell you that that this one girl, this one mage girl, her armor is very, very impractical. Extremely impractical and weird and very revealing if you're into that kind of thing. But either way, though, definitely a really cool RPG. This is the Day 1 edition. It actually comes with some extra DLC, some special trinkets and items that you can get and add to your characters. Seems to kind of have boosted my characters a little bit to make them a little bit nicer. And it also gives you the option to use Valkyrie Profile or Valkyrie Profile 2 music as the background music for the battles. I haven't actually switched over to check any of those out, but it's definitely a really cool and interesting feature available in this specific edition. So it's a Square Enix RPG, and definitely cool to own it. I'm enjoying it so far, and can't wait to continue playing when I've got a little bit more time to actually sit around and play games. But either way, though, let's continue on to our final two for this evening. And the first one up is yet another sequel in a long-running RPG series that I've very much adored. The stories have always been quirky and interesting and just kind of neat to actually play through. And the strategy RPG elements have always been kind of fun and interesting. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about Disgaea 5, Allegiance of Vengeance for PS4. This is one of the games that basically got me to get a PS4. Obviously, there's Final Fantasy 15 coming out eventually, but this was one of the main games that got me wanting to own a PS4. obviously this works out as a nice one, and the new Valkyria Chronicles and whatnot. But this was definitely the one that I wanted to pick up. I have not actually had a chance to pop this in and play it yet. But I do own a copy. Definitely awesome to do that and whatnot. And yeah, definitely cool. I love the NIS America style and whatnot with all of this. And it's definitely cool. The storylines for all of the Disgaea have been interesting. Though, to be honest, I've not actually played Disgaea 2. But I loved 1, I love 3, I love 4. I've beaten 3 and 4. So that's just kind of tells you where I'm at with the series. But 5 overlords gather around a young demon to challenge the Demon Emperor. But do they stand a chance? Master new game mechanics in this deep strategy RPG. Unleash powerful new specials like Squad Attack. Strategize with 40+ classes, including over a dozen new ones. Uncover a dark tale of revenge and curry. So the big thing now is curry instead of, salmon, I think, or sardines, or whatever it was the main character in the last one ate. Either way, though, definitely a really cool RPG, one that while I have not played, I could pretty much recommend to anyone to actually pick up and own. Disgaea 5. Because, so far the Disgaea series has not actually let me down. So yeah, there is that. Okay, last up is a game that I have been looking for a very long time. Basically, after I moved up to Michigan from originally living down in Kentucky for a while, I ran into some issues having funds, having money, and whatnot. It was difficult getting a job, actually, because I'd moved up here, right in the beginning of the Depression or recession or whatever it was. So I had limited funds, and I actually missed out on this RPG when it first came out, and then it became extremely hard to find because for some odd reason Bandai didn't make very many copies of it. It was definitely cool to finally pick this up and complete my collection. So this is Xenosaga Episode 3. So, I originally picked up the original Xenosaga way back when it first came out, and I kind of enjoyed it. I didn't beat it. I actually didn't get very far in the game. Like I said, I tons of RPGs coming out. I'd buy one, play it for a little while, a new one would come out, buy that, play it for a little while, a new one would come out, buy that, play it for a little while. You know how it goes. In the end, it took a while for me to, get around to things, but it's nice to actually now finally own it so I can actually sit down and play it. I own Xenogears, haven't actually played through Xenogears, and now I own Xenosaga 3, so I have the complete collection, Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3, and Xenogears. And, this came full complete. It's a dual disc. It's got both discs 1 and 2 for the PS2 with the booklet in it and everything, so definitely really awesome. Cool to pick it up. It's a PS2 RPG series, so 1, 2, and 3 are all on the PS2. And was definitely an interesting find to finally pick it up. I don't know a whole lot about the story. As I said, I've only played through partially some of Xenosaga 1, but definitely a really cool one to pick up. Like I said, it's Bandai came out with this, and definitely awesome. Glad I now own a copy of Disgaea 3, and my collection is now finally complete. I can stop looking for that RPG, but continue looking for quite a few other RPGs that I've been in the market for quite some time. Either way, though, that then ends this episode. So what are your thoughts of the different RPGs and things that I picked up, or the different anime or whatnot? Let me know in the comment sections below. Some of this stuff might even very well, especially some of the newer RPGs and whatnot, very well might be available on Amazon. So, you know, if they are and I've been able to find the links, you can see in the affiliate code my Amazon affiliate links down in the description below. Direct copies to those. If you want to pick up a copy for yourself and haven't done so already, I encourage you to do so. Very much appreciated if you do so. And yeah, I mean, if you've listened to me up to this point, thank you very much for continuing to tune in to me, continuing to listen. I love each and every single one of you guys. Thanks for doing all of this, because you know, it's a chance for me to share my love of all of this stuff with you guys. So I love to continue doing it, and will be doing so in the future. I've got some more videos planned. Like I said, I'm going to be moving out of here very shortly, so there will be some moving vlog videos where I kind of go through the process of boxing everything up and whatnot, and you know, getting everything back out in the new location and whatnot. So look forward to stuff like that, along with some other stuff that I've got planned. So definitely tons of fun and whatnot. But if this is your first time watching any of my videos, thank you for following me up to this point. But I encourage you, if you like what you see here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button above my head. It's going to put you front row and center whenever I release a new episode, as it's going to show up in your YouTube feed, assuming it actually passes through YouTube's weird algorithm or whatnot. Either way, though, if you want to see more of my content, I encourage you to hit one of these two videos above me. Definitely some older stuff that I've got going on, or you can check out the rest of my catalog from my channel. And I encourage you to check out my Patreon. Take a few moments, read it up there, and consider being a patron of mine. All the money going through on Patreon goes directly back into bettering the channel, not buying cool stuff. I'm fine spending my own money there, but anything that you give in to me through that will actually help purchase new equipment and things like that, in order to get better audio, better video, better lights, all of that cool stuff. So definitely consider doing that, and I appreciate each and every single one of you doing that, as well as just, you know, watching or sharing my stuff. If you've got more comments, go ahead and hit that comment sections below. List some more information in there. If you want to hit me up, you can hit me up on Twitter, you can hit me up on Facebook, you can hit me up on Tumblr. All of my social media links are in the description below, along with the Amazon affiliate code. And of course, that then brings me to the end of this episode. So, this is Nate, the old school otaku, signing off. Okay, that should be it. Ooh. So much stuff. So much. Okay. Bye, bees. Part 3. Part 3. Part 3.